Being comfortable talking to the camera is one of the biggest things that new content creators struggle with. In this video, I'm going to share with you an excerpt from a talk I recently did all about how to overcome your fear of talking to the camera and how to produce better and more efficient content. Enjoy. I have some great news for everybody here, and that's nobody cares about you. And that's the most freeing thing in the world to say, you are your own harshest critic, right? Think in your own sort of content consumption. Has anyone here ever spent hours awake just, oh man, that reel I saw today, that guy was wearing that red shirt and it's just stuck with me? No. If the content was authentic and the message was clear and concise in what they were trying to tell you, it'll stick with you and will provide the value. Everything else is just kind of set dressing. So it's kind of important to leave that at the door before you get on camera to say, I'm just gonna do it, right? It takes a lot to get from, here's what's happening in your market and kind of finding your voice and getting your feet wet, but find who you are, find what makes you relatable to your client and your brand, right? Like the big thing that we always preach here is like your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Like who the content you consume, the people who you want to consume your content. So speak to them, speak to people with like interests, speak to the content that if you were scrolling, you'd say, oh yeah, that's a cool clip. And it'll always pan out better. Nobody watching knows the script. So a lot of the time with people who are new to creating content and sort of clips for Instagram and that kind of thing is they'll have one word off than what they thought they were going to say in their head, and it completely destroys their flow. Keep it rolling, right? And that's to say, like, your natural voice, if you left that word out in the sentence, it's because that's not how you would say it, right? Like, nobody's going to know if it was a or an other than you. So however you present the material naturally, once you find that flow, don't beat yourself up if it's a little bit differently than what you had maybe written down on the script ahead of time. We want to give you guys actionable tips that you can take away from this, whether you're producing content with us during our viral agent clips or even on your own time. And the biggest one that I could say that I've sort of given to agents that as we were filming is just talk to a friend. It sounds silly, but the amount of times I've had an agent when we're filming, tripping up on words, and I said, just tell me the story. Just say, Bobby, this is what happened. And magically, everything just comes out. It's a silly trick, but pick your best friend. Taylor, you won't believe it. So I was showing this house and the client brought his dog and the other guy had a cat and it was a crazy thing, right? That's a story. That's fun. It's natural. It's how you would speak normally to somebody who knows you and somebody who you have a connection with.